COVID-19 has taken a toll. The pandemic now snowballed with the holidays.
Ohio's unemployment numbers soared nearly 3,000% last week.
The Freestore Foodbank is one of the essential agencies that will stay open.
The food bank saw about a 300% increase in demand for food at its Liberty Street market.
More than 35,000 food boxes over the past few weeks.
Outside the Freestore Foodbank on Liberty Street, you'll see lines wrapped around the corner.
It's really a blessing that these pantries are serving us.
The good news is that's because it has turned into distribution month.
The number of people coming to the Freestore Foodbank is up 63% since March.
The Freestore Foodbank works to create hunger-free, healthy, and thriving communities.
On top of making sure tri-state families have meals, the food bank also offering community resources thanks to donors and volunteers like the National Guard.
So we want to assure them that the Freestore Foodbank is here. We have adequate food for everybody, and we're getting more food in.
Hello, my name is Ramon Rodriguez, Chair of the Board of the Freestore Foodbank. Welcome to the Freestore Foodbank's annual meeting. Each year in January, we typically gather at our Mayors and Distribution Center to celebrate the amazing work of our volunteers, staff, and community partners. This year is different. We talk about the past year's work with numbers and stories about our work in the community. This year, those numbers and stories look different. The Freestore Foodbank has always been on the front lines in our community each and every day to serve our neighbors with food and vital stabilization services. This year, we had to do it in a whole new way. In a world with so much unknown, we worked to ensure families knew where their next meal was coming from. We learned to serve our community differently. Today, we celebrate the impact of the Freestore Foodbank in the past year, but also the vital work that continued on into our next fiscal year due to COVID-19. Today, we will share stories of impact like we have never seen before. These stories would not be possible without the tireless work of our volunteers, community partners, board, and staff, and especially the historic deployment of the National Guard to our food bank during this pandemic. They have joined our team in packing food for distributions, delivering food to our partner agencies, helping pick food in the warehouse, and much, much more. We would like to share with you a brief video now to help illustrate their amazing impact.
My name is Staff Sergeant Adam Stang. I am here with the Ohio Army National Guard at the Freestore Foodbank. The National Guard, in general, responds to both foreign and domestic affairs. We were activated in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is definitely a unique type of mission for us, but we're absolutely proud to serve our community. There was a need when the pandemic began, a shortage of volunteers, so we were able to step up and step in and assist the food bank in completing their role. And our job is essentially to be a partner to the food bank. With our emergency food boxes, we've done both the packaging, preparation, and also been involved in delivering them to the community and most in need. My favorite part of working with Freestore Foodbank has definitely been interacting with the community, seeing the direct results of our work and those that it impacts the most.
With the Ohio National Guard and the Kentucky National Guard alongside them, the Freestore Foodbank was able to band together and meet the challenges presented to them. When the nation shut down, our neighbors still needed to eat and pay rent. Together, we were able to bring meaning to food, connection, and hope. This past fiscal year, thanks to your support and the support of our volunteers and Freestore Foodbank team members, we were able to serve more neighbors in our community than ever before. We provided power packs to children and enhanced produce pop-ups with our partner, Anthem. We expanded our clinic and school pantries to serve more families. We helped households with SNAP enrollment to stabilize food in their homes. We trained students in Cincinnati cooks and left the tri-state as they prepared for the workforce. And we also officially kicked off our Growing Beyond Hunger capital campaign, a $30 million transformational campaign focusing on 3 pillars: growing in scale, investing in partners, and expanding our services. I am honored to share with you this short video featuring our capital campaign chair, David Taylor, CEO of P&G.
Freestore Foodbank's mission is to improve lives by eliminating hunger in partnership with our community, and our vision is to create a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community. To achieve this vision, we provide nutritious food, connect our neighbors to supportive services, and offer a pathway from crisis to stability. The Freestore Foodbank is embarking on a capital campaign that will transform our ability to meet the needs of our community as we work to ensure no child, individual, or family ever has to go hungry. Our goal is ambitious, but within our grasp. We have already made great strides across classrooms, churches, and food pantries in 20 counties throughout Greater Cincinnati. Together with our partners, we act as the beating heart of food circulation for all our neighbors facing tough circumstances. However, there is still an urgent and critical need. 1 in 7 neighbors in our region is at risk of hunger. 1 of 5 of them are children. Now is the time to capitalize on our success and implement a campaign to build a modern distribution and workforce center that will supply more nourishing food where it is needed most, and enhance and expand vital support services that get at the root cause of solving hunger and poverty. We picture a time when hunger in Greater Cincinnati is no longer the issue it is today. We want to move our region beyond hunger, and together we can make that vision a reality. For us, this is not just about hunger, this is about hope, and giving people the confidence and support they need to achieve a brighter, healthier future beyond hunger.
Thank you, Ramon and David, for your leadership and commitment to our vision of a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community. We are honored to welcome Feeding America's CEO, Claire Babineau-Fontenot. Feeding America, the nation's largest hunger relief organization, made up of 200 food banks and 60,000 food pantries and meal programs under Claire's leadership, has provided over 4 billion meals to more than 46 million people across the United States. During these unprecedented times, as our network responds to the increased demands brought on by the pandemic, Claire has worked tirelessly to marshal resources to support Freestore Foodbank and our sister food banks across the country and the families we serve in our tri-state community. Claire is an advocate for food banks at the local, state, and federal levels of government, and has leveraged national partnerships as we work together to end hunger and stabilize lives. Claire was recently named by Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people of 2020, and we are honored to call her a friend. I'm happy to share with you this greeting from Claire.
Hello. I'm Claire Babineau-Fontenot, and it's my profound privilege to serve as CEO of Feeding America. We're a network of 200 member food banks, over 60,000 agency partners and meal programs, and over 2 million volunteers across this country. And yes, Freestore is among our members, which makes all of you members of our network too. And I'm very, very honored that I have the opportunity to say thank you to all of you and to celebrate 50 years of service to your neighbors. I might actually look a little familiar to some of you. It wasn't that long ago that I was actually right there in Cincinnati at your annual meeting. But a lot has changed since then. Along with the health pandemic, there's a food crisis in this country. Our estimates are that at a national level, nearly 50 million people could be food insecure as a result of the pandemic. And if the last economic downturn is any indication, this will be a marathon, not a sprint. It could take as many as 10 years for us to return to pre-recession rates of food insecurity. I hope that's not true. And I believe with partners like all of you, it won't be. So congratulations on 50 years. And by the way, I'm not at all surprised that you have really turned out in support of the capital campaign at Freestore, because you know that organizations like Freestore are right there on the front lines helping neighbors. Just since March, you've been able to provide over 30 million meals to people in need. That's 50% more than the awesome numbers that you had last year. So congratulations on 50. Here's to 50 more. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire, for your leadership and your words of encouragement during these challenging times. A little over 12 months ago, much like today, We had all just celebrated the holidays, welcomed in the new year, and began to plan for the year ahead. And then the pandemic hit. Little did we know, in less than a month, we would be witnessing businesses being shut down and furloughs and layoffs begin to sweep across our tri-state community. My pride for our Freestore Foodbank team and the work they do each and every day as they battle on the front lines in the fight to end hunger is second to none. But I'm truly humbled by their heroic response to the challenges brought on by the pandemic and the work we did together during these unparalleled times. We responded quickly in order to provide over 30 million meals to our community partners and families since the pandemic began. We immediately saw and are still experiencing a nearly 50% increase in food need in our region. At the same time, we have witnessed a 50% decrease in the food donations from our vendors, grocers, and food partners. We changed our food distribution model to add large-scale events to meet the demand, and we modified our Liberty Street Market to safely serve our neighbors. Our traditional November and December meal distributions look different this year, with the Reds Community Fund helping host new drive-through events to ensure we could meet families' needs for the holidays. Our Customer Connection Center adopted ways to serve the community in person and virtually. The team adjusted to provide online application and services to support those in need of SNAP benefits, Medicaid outreach, and unemployment benefits to help put food on the table in homes. We partnered to provide over $875,000 in rent and utility assistance to local families through Hamilton County CARES funds. We expanded our school pantry network and brought on new pantry partners throughout our 20-county service area. Our community helped in extraordinary ways to meet our financial needs that have doubled since the pandemic began. All of these things could not have been done without the dedication of our staff, volunteers, and community partners. In addition to our incredible team of hunger heroes at Freestore, every year we rely on over 13,250 volunteers who provide roughly 100,000 hours of volunteer support to help us pack and distribute emergency food boxes, power packs, and senior boxes. As we work to keep our team safe and implement the safety protocols of the CDC and local health departments, we ask our tremendous volunteers to stay home and stay safe. The huge gap left in our workforce was miraculously filled by the men and women of Ohio's Army and Air Force National Guard units. The work that we've done at Freestore Foodbank over the previous 10 months would not have been possible without the support of these Ohio National Guard members. The Guard is typically called into service to respond to natural disasters. These men and women took time away from their families, their jobs, and their own lives to step into the breach and join in our fight against hunger. 6 years ago, we unveiled the Bob Edwards Volunteer of the Year Award to honor those individuals who devote remarkable time and energy to support our efforts. This award is named in honor of Bob Edwards, our late board member, personal friend, who built a legacy of feeding children in our community through his tireless leadership and fundraising efforts, especially surrounding Freestore Foodbank's annual Rubber Duck Regatta. The Bob Edwards Volunteer of the Year Award honors dedication and leadership to our mission. Like Ramon mentioned earlier, the Ohio National Guard was deployed to serve food banks across Ohio through the Ohio Association of Food Banks. They were essential in filling the gaps where volunteers typically support our work. We would not have been able to meet the incredible increase in demand without their tireless support. This year, we are proud to present the Ohio National Guard 371st Joint Task Force with the Bob Edwards Volunteer of the Year Award. Every year, we celebrate the Volunteer of the Year. And we have over 13,000 volunteers that support the Freestore Foodbank each and every year, provide us almost 100,000 hours of volunteer service. When the pandemic hit, we didn't know what we were going to do, but you all, your team members from the Air and Army National Guard stepped into that breach. So we couldn't think of more deserving organizations than you all to receive our Volunteer of the Year Award for this year, for the Hope Award. And it goes to you all because of the dedication and commitment that you've made to not only helping us fight the fight against hunger, but also impact the lives of the families that we're serving. We know that you've taken time away from your family, your jobs, your careers to volunteer with us and be with us. You become members of our own team, and we couldn't have done this without you. So we want to thank you and really just applaud you for the dedication and commitment that you've made each and every day since the middle of March to really help us realize our vision of a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate this, and it's an honor to be able to accept this on behalf of the Ohio Army and Air National Guard. We appreciate the opportunity also to partnership with you and help out the community in this time of need. Thank you.
And thank you also on behalf of the Air National Guard. We started in September of this past year, so we are also very, very honored to work with our community and work alongside our Army brothers and sisters as well. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The challenges faced by our tri-state community over the past year have galvanized our community and fostered a commitment by everyone to create a better tomorrow for all of our neighbors. Looking back to 1971 and trying to understand the obstacles and barriers that confronted our founder, Frank Gerson, as he launched Freestore Foodbank into the attic of 124 Lion Street in Clifton Heights, those obstacles must have seemed as insurmountable as the challenges of today. Frank shared with me prior to his passing that what he and the Freestore accomplished would not have been possible without the commitment and dedication of community partners who made the fight to end hunger a priority. We would like to honor an organization that continues to be an invaluable partner to Freestore Foodbank as we work to bring food, connection, and hope into our customers' lives now and in the future. Much like Frank in 1971, we can't do our work alone, and we rely on our wonderful partners to bring food to our neighbors' table. Our Partner of the Year award gives us an opportunity every year to recognize a community partner who has played a vital role in helping us serve our neighbors and has made fighting hunger a priority. This year, we are honored to present the Partner of the Year award to Procter & Gamble. Our partnership with Procter & Gamble is a constant each and every year, over many years. From helping feed children through their support of our Rubber Duck Regatta, building capacity for our partner agencies through the Hunger Walk, and their continuous leadership on our board of directors. Much like those early partners who helped establish the foundation of Freestore Foodbank, P&G has always stepped up to help us fulfill our mission to end hunger in our community. During the pandemic, P&G led the way by providing our organization with PPE to keep our staff and customers safe on the front line each and every day. This year, as Freestore Foodbank launched our transformational Growing Beyond Hunger capital campaign, David Taylor volunteered his leadership as the chair of our campaign and has been instrumental in leading our fundraising goals and keeping the campaign on track during the middle of a global pandemic. His commitment and passion to serve this community is unparalleled and is mirrored by the P&G associates and team members who volunteer regularly with Freestore. Through David's leadership and commitment, P&G provided the lead gift and made an investment of $5 billion to help our community grow beyond hunger, and has encouraged others to join our effort now and in the future. This year, we are pleased to award the Partner of the Year award to Procter & Gamble.
Thank you, Kurt. And I want to thank everyone at the Freestore Foodbank, my fellow members of the Freestore Foodbank board, as well as the members of the Growing Beyond Hunger campaign. This is a terrific recognition, and I'm honored to accept the award on behalf of all P&G employees. We are big believers in the power of the Freestore Foodbank and fully support Freestore's mission to improve lives by eliminating hunger and create a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community. We have seen firsthand the positive impacts that hunger relief programs, from soup kitchens to food banks and food pantries, can have on communities. That's why we're proud to have been a supporter and partner of Freestore Foodbank for over 30 years now, and especially during this very difficult past year. Whether that's been donating P&G brands and products, providing much-needed personal protective equipment, volunteering our time and expertise, sponsoring the Rubber Duck Regatta, or supporting the Growing Beyond Hunger campaign, We're glad we're in a position where we're able to step up and do our part to help make our community stronger. Every day, P&G people demonstrate the power of being a force for good and a force for growth. And I'm proud to accept this award on their behalf. Thank you.
It has been extremely gratifying to have had the privilege of serving as chair of the Freestore Foodbank board for the past 2 years. We have served more families, we have expanded vital services, launched new programs, adapted during the pandemic, and launched a capital campaign. While we celebrate these accomplishments, we know there is still much more work to be done. Thank you for your support and confidence in me this past 2 years. Now, it is my honor and privilege to welcome the next Freestore Foodbank's board chair, Warren Weber, who will continue to lead our effort on this journey.
Thank you, Ramon, for the last 12 years of service on the board, and especially the last 2 years as board chair. You've been an inspirational leader of the Freestore Foodbank Board of Directors, and we appreciate what you've done for our organization and our community. The work of the Freestore Foodbank is a direct result of your passion and leadership, and we look forward to your continued service with the organization. It is both my honor and privilege to serve as the chair of the board for Freestore Foodbank. I will continue the great work that has been done by board leadership before me and look for new ways the organization can fulfill its mission and vision in our community. This year, we are celebrating Freestore Foodbank's 50th anniversary. As we look forward to the year ahead, I reflect back on how we started. Frank Gerson would be so proud and humbled by the efforts of the team at the Freestore Foodbank. Here to tell the story, in his own words, the late Frank Gerson.
At the time, I was working second shift at the city incinerators, the time the city burned its trash. So I was in very close contact with what we were burning. And just having something in front of you that's perfectly usable, just you know at the next moment you're going to drop it down into this large furnace and burn it. Something just compelled me to take it out of the hopper, put it on the floor behind me. By the end of the night, I have this large pile of stuff, not knowing what really I'm going to do with it other than it just, I couldn't bring myself to burn it. So I took it home with me. And then after a while of taking home with you, my home, which was a one-room apartment, kind of started to overflow. I kind of was forced to start giving it away somehow. Word of mouth seemed to spread pretty quickly. The landlord of the house I was living in was gracious enough to let me convert the attic into a little store. Think of it like maybe perhaps a small boutique. Things started really moving. I then assigned some official days with official hours, and it wasn't long to where before the store opened, there'd be a line of people on the porch and out to the street, and everybody in the house would lock their doors, and stores open, and there'd be a steady flow of people up to the third floor coming and going, taking things. And the same as word out that people were going to get something, people were started to get hip to, this is where you take things. So things would just start appearing on the porch. It seemed to be an easy place for social workers to call and try to find things for their clients. If they had a client that was strung out for a stove, it seemed that they didn't really have very many alternatives as to how to come up with a stove. So they just got wind of, I don't know, you call this guy named Frankie, and somehow they ends up with whatever it is he asked for. I wanted a place, a physical location where someone had a chair. For whatever reason, they're going to get rid of the chair. I wanted that chair, and then I wanted someone who needed a chair wanted a chair could come and simply get a chair. Period. I felt comfortable with what I was trying to create, and that there would always be a place for it. And it could be far greater than a far larger operation than what I was able to do at the time. Well, in the simplest terms, I'll die smiling.
When Frank first opened the Freestore, he simply wanted a place for a neighbor to help a neighbor. This year, we certainly met that dream. Through our food distributions, we have helped our neighbors to the extent of 30 million meals throughout the pandemic and helped to stabilize lives through our supportive services and workforce development programs. When the pandemic began, we introduced weekly emergency food distributions, helping our neighbors who were newly out of work and facing a situation they have never faced before. Nearly 74% of the individuals coming to our door had never been to the Freestore Foodbank or any of our partner agencies. Through the relentless effort of the team at Freestore Foodbank, our partnership with the Ohio National Guard, and the amazing support of our community partners like Procter & Gamble, we were able to meet the needs of every individual coming for services. We were able to be true to our roots while we innovated and adapted to the current needs for the time with an eye to the future. Our vision now is the same as it was when Frank founded Freestore Foodbank, and that is to create a hunger-free, healthy, and thriving community that will allow our neighbors an opportunity to grow beyond hunger.
We've seen a dramatic increase in food needed across the tri-state. That has equated to nearly 30 million meals right here at home. So that's about a 50% increase in need, and so we're just trying to keep pace with that. In the meantime, we have seen almost a 50% reduction in food donations coming from our local retailers. And it's been critically important for us to be able to raise funds, to be able to buy those types of foods that we need to put into these large-scale distributions. We've been supported by the Ohio National Guard since the middle of March. We're able to use their resources and their expertise to do these large-scale distributions where people can drive through. We ask them a few questions, and we're able to get food into their trunk or into the back of their car in the safest way possible during COVID. We have had an outpouring of support from our donors and our friends and new people that are learning about the organization or learning about what needs that we have. We truly have been blessed by this community that is so generous and been able to contribute those dollars that we desperately need to feed people. So over the course of the pandemic, we've had to adjust and change the way that we do our work. So originally we had volunteers coming in to the tens of thousands, and now we've had National Guard support and had to figure out different ways to do food packing and food distribution. Our staff have had to adapt to that. We've looked at different program models. We've done deliveries to the door by Amazon. We've done National Guard delivering out to our outbound counties. We've had agencies come and pick up things that they haven't had to pick up before, just so we can keep up with the demands. And so it's important for us just to be flexible and try to be adaptable, and also think about the ways that we'll have to continue to change as a food bank for the future.
As we celebrate 50 years of helping our neighbors, we are humbled by your confidence in our team and the ongoing support that you provide to our mission. Our mission and vision will remain a guiding light with pillars of food, connection, and hope, supported by our core values and culture of excellence. On behalf of the Board of Directors, thank you for all you do to help us build a better tomorrow for families across our tri-state. Together, we can solve hunger.
Together, we can solve hunger.
Together, we can solve hunger.
Together, we can solve hunger.